Glock in my...
Well, as writing this on Monday the 13th of November, the Game Award nominees have been announced. Sexy Man Jeff Keighley came on my screen and gave us our 2023 award lineup. 30-something categories discussing the medium of video games. Now, I don't know who will remember this, but I was pretty well versed in video game review back in the day. Retro video games, that is. I mean, I dabble with modern video games, but definitely nothing major like some of these nominees. So, to make it clear, this isn't the most professional prediction video, as I haven't played half of these games. It's all based on first impressions and watching other people play and other people's reactions versus my own. But to keep things interesting, we'll rank the nominees based on how likely each nominee is to win each category. Also, Media Bros will be doing their first YouTube live stream. Head on over to our channel December 7th to watch the Game Award ceremony with me, Squigs, and Gabe live. And finally, subscribe if you haven't already. Any and all support is greatly appreciated. Best Game Direction refers to creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. We have 5 nominees, and it's a pretty decent spread. Coming in at 5th place is Mario Wonder. I think this mostly goes back to how good this nominee spread is. Mario Wonder just kind of got the shit end of the stick here. This looks like a very creative and well put together Mario game. It's just got some serious competition. And 4th, I'd say Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is just perfectly middle of the road. It looks like it repeats a lot from Breath of the Wild, how they have the same map from what I've heard. I'm not trying to say this won't win, but this is purely based on the other nominees. And 3rd, I gotta go with Alan Wake 2. My thoughts on the first game still stand, and with the sequel, it really pulled out a lot of the stops, even if I don't think it'll win. In terms of creativity, Alan Wake 2 is good. And 2nd, I gotta go with Spider-Man 2. This is an amazing looking game that I can't play because it's on the PS5 and I'm poor. I just know that this game kicks ass, but I'm not sure if it was the most single innovative with its design. That honor goes to my prediction, Baldur's Gate 3. Never played it, but I am aware of the chokehold this game had on the industry. For me, with all I've seen, this one's got it for game direction. Okay, so best narrative refers to the writing and story of a game. Our 5 nominees all make sense, except for the Final Fantasy game that screams, we needed to make sure Final Fantasy got nominated. Obviously, that's 5th because I just don't know anything about it. And 4th, I gotta go with Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. I mean, nobody actively plays Cyberpunk 2077 because the story is good. Or at least I don't. I play it for the penis enlargement. And 3rd, I gotta go with Spider-Man 2, because for all the things this game does right,
a great electric spider,
the writing is goddamn atrocious at times. And 2nd, I gotta go with Baldur's Gate 3, just because from what I've watched on YouTube, Alan Wake 2 has a really, really good story. Yeah! That's why I think Alan Wake 2 gets my vote for best narrative. Art direction is an important one to me, and the first thing I noticed about a game is its visuals and graphics. And 5th, I gotta put Alan Wake 2. Arguably one of the few things this game didn't really work with was its visuals. It looks great, but it does look like every other story-driven game to me. And 4th, I'm putting Lies of P, a visually pleasing game at times, but the top 3 are just better in terms of visuals. And 3rd, I gotta go with Hi-Fi Rush. Arguably, the 2 things I recognize about this game are the visuals and music. And visually, this game really gets it. It has a decent chance at art direction. And 2nd is one of the 2 Nintendo games in the category, Tears of the Kingdom. Like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom is visually stunning, with breathtaking landscapes and gorgeous art direction. I'm giving it to Mario Bros. Wonder. Here's the thing, we kind of expected Tears of the Kingdom to look good. It followed up on Breath of the Wild, and it looks eerily similar to it. Wonder has a completely new visual look and a new twist on Mario. Artistically, it took more risks, and that wins it over in my opinion. Yeah! Another important one to me, it's best score and music. I don't care how good the Final Fantasy composers are, Final Fantasy 16 ain't winning shit. And 4th is Baldur's Gate 3. I listened to the soundtrack, and it just didn't do much for me. And 3rd is Alan Wake 2, another pretty good soundtrack with very little in terms of amazing. And 2nd is Hi-Fi Rush, probably the closest this game is getting to a win. I really like the music here, but Tears of the Kingdom solos. Yeah! The music here is just really, really impactful, and I enjoyed it a bunch, despite not playing the game. Best audio design has the interesting task of ripping off the Oscar category. And 5th is Hi-Fi Rush. This screams the old, we needed a 5th nominee. And 4th is Resident Evil 4. Not bad audio design, but I wasn't playing the game thinking, man, that audio sure is designing. And 3rd is Alan Wake 2. I really liked the audio design in this one, but the top 2 really stood out to me. It was pretty much a dead tie between Dead Space and Spider-Man 2. And if I had to choose, I'd say Spider-Man 2 will take this one. From the footage I've seen, this game just kills it with the punches and fighting sounds. Dead Space is also really good at being a horror game, but that's just because it's a remake of the original game. Oh, yeah! We have 6 nominees for Best Performance, arguably one of my favorite categories in the ceremony. And 6 is Ben Starr because I legit know nothing about Final Fantasy 16. And 5th is Melanie Liburd from Alan Wake 2. Not because she's bad, but because she had 4 really good competitors. And 4th, and arguably the last I'd say has a little chance, Idris Elba from Cyberpunk 2077. This is a great actor, but his top 3 competitors are just better in my opinion. And 3rd, we have Neil Newbon from Baldur's Gate 3. A really great performance, but I just argue his competition is just too tough. And second, while it hurts not to give it to him, I'm putting Cameron Monaghan from Jedi Survivor. And I only say this because he's beaten out by Yuri Lowenthal. This guy kills it as Spider-Man and as Peter Parker. Something Andrew Garfield could never do. Yeah! Okay, so these next two categories I don't know much about, so I took guesses. For innovation and accessibility, I went with Forza Motorsport. Yeah! For games for impact, I went on Vinba. Yeah! Fortnite solos. I never thought my virgin ass would say that, but best ongoing game really has no competition compared to the monster that is Fortnite. With that, in 5th place is Genshin Impact, because I might be a virgin, but at least I touch grass. In 4th place is Final Fantasy XIV, because I know nothing about it. Leaving our top 3 to be Fortnite and its amazing friends. And 3rd is Apex Legends, because no matter how good Apex Legends is, it will never be Fortnite. And 2nd is Cyberpunk 2077, purely because of how much better it's gotten because of its recent DLC. Seriously, good shit on Fortnite. Yeah! Alright, so here's the nominees for Best Community Support. And the games that actually have good community support? Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV, No Man's Sky, and Destiny 2 are 3 games I never even hear about, let alone hear their communities talk about. I sometimes hear about Destiny 2, and occasionally I will find a sad sap who thinks No Man's Sky is what it was on launch. Fucking dreadful. For me, it comes down to Baldur's Gate 3 and Cyberpunk 2077. And while Baldur's Gate 3's community support is great and all, I really gotta give it to the mod-heavy Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah! The nominees for Best Independent Game are kind of all over the place. And 5th and 4th, respectively, are Sea of Stars and Dredge, 2 games I generally just don't know anything about. I think I remember seeing a trailer for Dredge a while back, and Sea of Stars I just know nothing about. And 3rd is Viewfinder. From what I've seen, this is a very pretty game, but the concept didn't really interest me. That leaves Dave the Diver and Cocoon. Cocoon I remember watching a Let's Play on, and my god, it's absolutely brilliant. One of the neatest indie games I've seen in a while. Of course I gave it to Dave the Diver. I really like Dave the Diver, and maybe it's playable bias, but I have played it, unlike Cocoon. Whatever the case, I give it to Dave the Diver. Yeah! Best Debut Indie Game, or as I like to call it, 4 other nominees in Pizza Tower. 5th place goes to Dredge, simply because I know nothing about it. 4th place goes to Vinba, similarly so. 3rd place once again goes to Viewfinder, a decent concept that just doesn't interest me. Once again, it comes down to Cocoon and the one I want to be a jackass about and give it to. Pizza Tower is just really creative though, so is it really bad if Pizza Tower ends up winning? Yeah! Best Mobile Game. How the fuck did Hello Kitty Island Adventure get nominated? With that, 5th place goes to Terra Nil because I know nothing about it. 4th place goes to whatever that Final Fantasy VII mobile game was. And 3rd was Honkai Star Rail because giving it to that would be like if Raid Shadow Legends won Best Picture. Though it would be funny to see Hello Kitty Island Adventure win, I'm gonna give it to Monster Hunter now. Yeah! VR and AR are ways of the future with gaming, so it's important for us to remember that all these nominees are useless filler for Resident Evil 7 VR. I've never even heard of Humanity, but I like what I saw in the trailers. Horizon Call of the Mountain. It sure is Horizon VR. This series has never been anything amazing in my opinion, so I don't see this one winning. Snap seems cool, but I haven't played it. Gran Turismo is already as realistic as driving sims get, so a VR title is the right step for the series. But yeah, Resident Evil 7 VR sweeps. Yeah! The nominees for Best Action Game are what I like to call Dead Island 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and the others. Armored Core 6, Remnant 2, Ghost Runner 2? I'm gonna go with Dead Island 2. The fact we got this at all is great, and saying this is the only nomination for Dead Island 2, let's just go with that. Hi-Fi Rush has a good chance too, alongside Ghost Runner 2, from what the community says at least. Yeah! The nominees for Best Action Adventure Game seem to be similar to other categories, with one major change. Jedi Survivor is in there. It definitely beats Tears of the Kingdom. I just don't think Tears of the Kingdom will get this one at all. That being said, Jedi Survivor is great, but has tough competition. I'd also argue Resident Evil 4, while a great title, just has some tough competition with Alan Wake 2 and Spider-Man 2. If I'm going off the more fun-looking action-adventure game, my money's on Spider-Man 2. Yeah! And here are the nominees for Best RPG. Damn it! Doesn't matter what the other nominees are, Baldur's Gate 3 is in there. It sweeps! With that, I seriously don't know how Sea of Stars is in there, but it ain't winning. Final Fantasy 16, whatever. Lies of P was actually really fun. Occasionally I'd say it's better than my runner-up Starfield, which I really hope somehow pulls out a win. With that, Baldur's Gate 3 sweeps. Yeah! Best Fighting Game. Most of these make sense, except one doesn't. Why is Nickelodeon Smash 2 here? The joint just dropped like last week. This is the purest example of we needed a 5th nominee. With that, it really is just a battle between Street Fighter 6 and Mortal Kombat 1, arguably the two biggest when it comes to the fighting games in general. And if I was going off of the more fun-looking game, I would say Street Fighter 6, but I think Mortal Kombat 1 has this. I hear more people talk about MK1 over Street Fighter 6 anyhow. Well, I heard one person say, it's good, and I was like, great, LEGO 2K Drive came out that week, and I'm pretty sure I spent all my money on it. Yeah! This is a pretty decent lineup for Best Family Game. I think the one that has the least amount of chance of winning has to be Disney Illusion Island. It's a standard amongst the two Nintendo games, the Sonic game and Party Animals, so whatever. Sonic Superstars, I remember like 2 people talking about it. Party Animals is fun, but not replayable like the 2 Nintendo nominees. Between Pikmin 4 and Mario Wonder, I gotta go with Wonder on this one. Yeah! I am so behind on sim strategy games that I legit thought Cities Skylines 2 was gonna sweep. With that, I have no idea what Company of Heroes 3 is, so let's go with that at the bottom. Fire Emblem Engage is a Fire Emblem game, I haven't played any of them. Advance Wars 1 and 2, I am aware that this is as strategy as we get, but it's between Cities Skylines and Pikmin 4 for me, and between the two, my Pikmin fan inside of me says Pikmin 4 sweeps. Yeah! I'm hoping Hot Wheels Unleashed solo so I can stick it to the EA cucks. With that, I don't know a single person who actually plays the crew game, so Motorfest ain't winning shit. You could really just put the soccer and F1 games together and I wouldn't care. So it's between Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 and Forza Motorsport, and while Forza is the better game, part of me prays that Hot Wheels 2 takes it. It actually is a really fun game. Yeah! So I'm judging this one on how I would play the game with multiplayer or single player. With that, I don't think Mario Wonder will take this one. It comes down to its competition, it's got plenty of other chances. With that, in 4th I'd say is Baldur's Gate 3, simply because I see more single player than multiplayer on YouTube. In 3rd is Street Fighter 6. The whole point of a fighting game is to be multiplayer, but I do think the top 2, Diablo 4 and Party Animals, are the frontrunners. And between the two, based on replayability, I give this one to Diablo 4. Yeah! I don't care how inspirational the story is, Gran Turismo ain't winning shit. With that, this racing category with Best Adaptation is a fun mix of my gamer expertise with my movie and TV expertise. With that, I don't see Gran Turismo winning this one. It's a very bland film in my opinion. I also haven't watched Castlevania Nocturne, but I'm aware people like the Castlevania series, so I'll be nice. Twisted Metal is cool and all, but it really is just best when Will Arnett is there. That leaves our top 2 with HBO's The Last of Us and the Mario movie. While I know the more popular choice would be the Mario movie, I'm gonna go with Last of Us based on an adaptation level. HBO makes the best shows, period. I need to stop saying words. Yeah! And with that, we have our final category, Game of the Year, the best picture of the gaming industry. 6 nominees made the cut this time, and in 6th is Mario Wonder. It's got some steep competition, so it's not a testament to the game at all. In 5th is Resident Evil 4. None of the other remakes have taken it, so I'm not really seeing this one get it. In 4th is Alan Wake 2, a great game and all, but the top 3 are tough. And 3rd is Tears of the Kingdom. It's got some decent chance of winning, especially with how popular the franchise is. That leaves Baldur's Gate 3 and Spider-Man 2. While both have a good shot, unlike the last Spider-Man game where everything that wasn't the Spider-Man 2018 game were also nominated, but I do think Baldur's Gate 3 beats it just by a hair. Yeah! With that, I can't wait to see y'all on December 7th, and until next time... Oh, damn it, guys, is that freaking Jeff Peely?